The hype is here. Staffing World Tailgate, 1 week of unlimited entertainment. I'm here with my sidekick and co-host for the whole week, Kendra Cato. What's up, Kendra?
Hello, Richard. Excited to be here. Excited to be in the building with you.
I tell you what, we have a pumped up week here. Look at the crowd behind me already. I mean, these tailgaters are waiting for next week already. 5 days lined up before the big show. I mean, I can't even say anymore. We are so pumped for this. Kendra, we got so many amazing guests too. Are you ready to listen to some of them and see who there's going to be there?
Yes. Tell the world who are we expecting this week?
Look at this. I mean, we're kicking it off right now. We got the special guest. Steven's going to be on and within the next minute. We got Joni, we got Toby, Dustin, Nick Polito, recording artist. We have exhibitors, speakers. I mean, nonstop. The hype is here. What do you think?
I want to hear from Steven. I'm so excited. I don't know how you made this happen in the middle of all the last week of prep and planning for Staffing World, but I'm impressed, Richard, and I'm ready to hear from him. I know people are too.
A lot of coffee, dear. A lot of coffee. Are you ready? Are you ready to bring him on? The one and only?
Absolutely.
Here he comes. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of ASA, Steven Dwyer, is in the house. Steven, what's up, buddy?
How you doing? I love the Ric Flair woo to get us started. Nice job, Richard.
You gotta love that, man, Steven. So I tell you what, I'm so excited to have you kick this off this whole week. That's actually we're going to have about 20 guests, and before you know it, it just went viral, and everybody wants to be on this. Excitement, building the hype and stuff like this. But Steven, thank you so much for giving us some of your time. And of all people, Kendra, there's one hype guy in ASA. It's the guy right below us. Steven is the hype guy when it comes to Staffing World.
This is true.
My favorite time of the year, I'm telling you. And you know why everybody wants to be on the podcast? Because everybody's super excited, Richard. It's a wonderful event. We're stoked.
Time out, Steven. I thought they wanted to be on because of me and Kendra. No, I'm just joking.
Come on, we know that.
So Steven, I'll just break it down. Tell everybody, a little bit about what's going on at Staffing World, because I got to tell you, me and Kendra talked off stage, the behind the scenes of this stuff. Let's just break it down. This doesn't happen overnight. This is a long time each year to do this.
It is a long time each year, and we plan. You know how we plan this, Richard and Kendra? What we really plan, how we plan it is first of all, we listen to the attendees, right, who have been there before. And then we keep our finger on the pulse all year long. What is going on in the industry and what do people want to hear and talk about and network about? So we're planning these events years in advance. Literally years in advance. And then we pivot because, we're a flexible industry. We got to be flexible.
Yeah. The power of the pivot. I'm sure at least you get thrown a curveball, at least one every year, every season.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We are so excited about this year. The momentum and the excitement is building every day.
It's incredible.
And of all places, Nashville too. That's one of my favorite places. You can tell I love country music. This is a top-notch venue. And I got to ask you, Steven, how does it every year? We go to one of these amazing resorts, like the Gaylord. It's the time and effort goes into that. You said years after years, but to pick a location, I got to ask you, deep dive in. What's it take to pick a certain location? We've been everywhere across the whole country.
Yeah, we pick locations, Richard and Kendra, 5 years out. That's how long we pivot. But what we try to do, Staffing World is an experience. It's not just about the education. It's about where we are. And people want to be in a fun place. And so we get feedback. We find out what's the hot place. And then we go there. And people go out and they have a great time.
It is fun. So give us a little tidbit of what's going on here. But before we even do that, Kendra, you ready for this? I got to share a couple pictures. We got to talk about the hype first, because that's what this is all about. Okay, so here we go. What's going on here? I think there's T-shirts going on, Steven. What's going on here, buddy?
I don't know what's going on. What the heck is going on stage there? So I try when I get up on stage. Nobody wants to hear Steven Dwyer drone on and on and on, right? Seriously, how boring would that be? I want to get the crowd engaged. It's first thing in the morning, and I want to get them pumped up for the day ahead. So last year, what I did was we had a bunch of T-shirts made up to Queen City. ASA rocks the Queen City. We were in Charlotte, the Queen City, and I threw them out to the crowd. And what I wanted to do is get them up, get them excited, and they absolutely loved it. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
It
I
was. And look
remember
at
I was
this.
there. I was bummed I didn't get a T-shirt.
Oh,
So.
I'll get one for you. I'll bring one this year.
Oh, remember,
Thank you.
Kendra, this time I think behind the scenes we might get a shirt thrown right at us. You know that. Wink,
You
wink.
know, there we go. There we go.
But I gotta show you this one because you know what? I'm a Rocky guy. Steven, how did you come up with this theme, man?
So this is funny because I was an amateur boxer for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And I actually did fights and boxed and whatnot. And one of our board members said, "You know what? We got to get you a robe that says ASA." And he planted the seed for me coming up on stage. And there we go.
There it is.
I love it. I love it.
Staffing World robe. So I'll tell you what, that took guts to dress like that on stage. That took a little bit of courage to get up there.
So Steven was a boxer. How long were you a boxer, Steven?
Yeah, 15 years. I did it a little bit when I was growing up, and then kind of did it over. COVID put the end to it. I stopped when COVID came around, but I did 15 years before that.
Wow.
Kendra, did you ever know that?
No,
Steven,
every time.
now you're a boxer. So every time we get to see Steven, we got to go like this. What's up?
Right.
Just learn something new every time. I love it.
Explains a lot, right? I got hit in the head an awful lot, so it explains everything.
Well, Steven, I have a question for you. Okay, 15 years a boxer, now president of American Staffing Association. You know we'll have some newbies in the building next week. Could you tell them a little bit about your role and what that includes today?
My role at ASA is, I can tell you, it is to help make, and this is a lofty goal, and this is what ASA's goal is, make ASA membership indispensable for every staffing agency in the country. Indispensable. Yeah. And so my role is, one, to empower our staff, to two, make membership indispensable. And for different staffing firms, that means different things, right? It could mean research or education or whatnot. So it's to be even more responsive to the needs of our members.
That's incredible.
100%.
Spoken like a true leader. First and foremost, empower your staff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I must say, I'm going to put a plug in for them. They're fantastic. So anybody interact with our staff at Staffing World, because they are great. They are absolutely great.
I could not agree more. More.
And you know what, Steven, maybe we could talk about like first timers. You know, we have that on ASA Central. First time people going to Staffing World. They've reached out to me. I'm sure they've reached out to Kendra and stuff like that. They're so excited. Tell them that everybody's a friend when you go there. You just ask a question and they want to sit down and talk to you.
You know, thank you, Richard. That's such a really astute observation, because if you're a first timer, the thing that you will notice is community at Staffing World. It's unlike, there are a lot of different, events, industry, non-events, and non-industry events. Community separates Staffing World. Everybody wants to learn from each other. And I don't care if you've been a CEO for 50 years or you're in the staffing industry day one. Everybody is open to that networking. So if you're a newbie, a first timer, do not be bashful about introducing yourself to somebody else. It's one of the best parts of the conference.
It is. The networking is, I don't even call it networking. It's just community and friendship and fellowship. That's what it's about.
Absolutely. And it draws people back year after year. You get a taste of that and you're like, I can't miss that. And another word, camaraderie, right? Camaraderie. Can't miss it. And you can't replicate it, in my opinion, anywhere else. It's really magical and special.
It is special. And something I got to ask you, seriously, like every year there's something new. Give us a little rundown of what's going on this year, because I got to tell you, all the staffing worlds I've been to, they're never the same. There's always something new and a twist.
There's always something new. So let me give you kind of where it's at, summing it up at the 30,000 foot level. So we've got 40 hours of content, more than 40 hours.
Wow.
we've got more than 10 hours of networking, what we were just talking about, because that is absolutely essential. We've got over 180 exhibitors. I mean, that's fantastic. These are companies that are supporting our industry, supporting ASA, and they want to meet with our members. And then we've got fabulous, and I'm going to go on, 3 fabulous keynotes, right? Each with a different perspective. We've got Peter Diamandis. We've got 2 other tremendous keynotes. We've got Thrive Live, which is to empower women in the industry, a separate program, a pre-program.
An amazing program.
Yes. Go, Kendra. Go, Kendra.
Oh my goodness. It is my favorite event of the year. It is so powerful. I love seeing our male allies in the building too. Have to give them a special shout out. And just the incredible lineup of speakers, even the incubator series where you're giving the platform, giving the stage to incredible female leaders and staffing who maybe haven't, gotten into public speaking yet, and they have a strong message and they want to share it, and just getting to see their presentations and hear from everyone else and make some friends before you go to the conference. It's so powerful. That's my favorite part about it, Stephen, honestly, is watching the new faces come in, new leaders, rising stars, you name it. They come in, they meet like-minded women, and then when the entire conference opens up, they have friendly faces, and they can know where someone to sit next to at lunch. Because social anxiety is real. Let me just say that. And I love any opportunity to feel like when you walk into a huge room, you know some folks there. So Thrive is incredibly powerful, and I could talk about it all day. So
it's powerful and it's moving. I mean, it
yes.
really is moving. I became quite emotional during the last Thrive, I will tell you. And then people who come out, Richard, you were talking about, newbies and what to expect. You come out of that and you're like, I feel alive. I feel empowered.
Yes.
I feel all of these things, really great things. So
100%.
Yeah.
I can feel the energy right now, guys. You know that. It's like, and seriously, I got to ask you, Stephen. Look, you notice Kendra popped off, and then as soon as you said Thrive, she popped back on. You see that? Like, it was like electrifying. I thought that was meant to be, right?
She knows what she wants to talk about.
Holy cow! Like, she disappeared, and you said Thrive. Boom! There she is again, like explosion. Oh,
yeah. A really cool thing this year is, and you said new things. So we're doing something new. We'll see how it goes. So on Tuesday night, we're doing something called Staffing's Got Talent. And it's kind of a riff on America's Got Talent. And we have a bunch of people, including yours truly. We'll see how that goes. Up on the stage, showing off their talent. And I put that in quotes, talking about me, doing different songs. And it should be a lot of fun. It's a contest. Somebody will win a wonderful prize.
So can you tell us what song you're going to sing, Stephen, or is that like a hush hush?
That's a hush hush. You got to be there to see it. You got to be there.
No teasers coming out today.
They're going to be lining up at the door, Richard, to come and see.
The singing, hey Kendra,
door when they hear us, but that's okay.
The singing boxer. Are you ready for this?
I am. I very much am.
By the way, Stephen, the boxer part is never going to get out of my mind now. You know that. That's there for life.
I know. I shouldn't have said anything. So
I got to ask you guys about, like, one thing I always say, even for first timers, is the app. The app is a must for everything. You can connect with everybody, the people, the booths, all that stuff. Can you elaborate about the app, like how important it is?
It's super important because good point, Richard. I just rattled off, you got 40 plus hours of content and 10 plus hours of networking, and you have social events. And so it's hard to keep track of. And so this is an interactive app that helps you keep track of it, know where you should be. And here's what I think, honestly, and I'll say this in my keynote presentation on well, not keynote, but intro presentation on Wednesday. takes a little bit of planning. There's a lot there. So be intentional, use the app, and know what you want to get out of this conference, because you'll get it if you just know what you want.
Exactly. There is so much good stuff. Go
You
ahead,
were
Kendra.
so correct about there being so much there that you have. It just makes sense to be very intentional about how you want to spend your time, and you really can kind of create your own journey while you're there, right?
Yeah.
But there's having a mix of the sessions and understanding with the different breakouts. Really planning. I personally sit down the week before and put every session I know I want to attend in the app and on my calendar, because you start walking and talking, and next thing you know,
Is that what
like,
happened?
where am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing right now? So yes, I highly recommend being very organized and very intentional, and it ahead of time, and be open to having those water cooler conversations, or let's walk and grab a quick coffee, and being a bit flexible there too.
And that, Kendra, you raised great points. And I'll make an offer to any of attendees. If there are people you want introductions to, I'm happy to do that. The ASA staff is happy to do that. We are the facilitators, and we will make it happen for you. Just let us know. We want you to get the most out of this experience as you can.
You said it right there. And I got to tell you, the expo for me and for everybody else, that is like the marketplace. If I can tell anybody, you probably will get the best value at the expo. I mean, you're getting the face-to-face to meet all the exhibitors. Instead of going online and doing a demo, you're doing a live demo right there, Stephen.
Absolutely. Those conversations are invaluable because the exhibitors are really invested in the attendees. They want to know what the attendees need. They want to know what's going on with their business. How are sales? How's recruiting? And those conversations, they're not one way. They're back and forth. They are two-way conversations that the staffing firm and the exhibitor really learn from each other. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
And you learn so much about the industry when you're walking through that exhibit hall. You can kind of get a pulse on where things are headed. What's the new shiny object? I love knowing what the new shiny objects are personally, on the tech side, and also just meeting some of the new players, or this is such a huge but small industry, right? And so when you walk that exhibit hall, you get to meet so many of the main players that you can learn from them directly. They've been in the industry for years, or they're coming from somewhere else and they're learning staffing. We can learn from them too.
And here's the thing, you just said something really astute. You said, the new shiny object. I can't tell you how many times I have heard from a member who was walking through the exhibit hall who said, I didn't know that existed, or I didn't know that I needed this. So they weren't aware of a particularly new product or a new angle on a product, and they walked away saying, this is something that's going to enhance my business. And just walking through the expo hall, had they not done that, they would have never have known about it. So true. Opportunities.
Even sometimes with existing partners, like, oh, I didn't know you did this. You're like, wait a minute now. We do so much. And so, yeah, just walk that hall and meet as many folks as you can. Yes. And there's always giveaways and things too. So
there's all kind of freebies. I mean, I just let you know, socks. I love the socks at the expo. I mean, there's so many cool socks. And I got to tell you, Stephen, the ASA socks, I still wear them all the time.
There you go. Well, I got to get some T-shirts. I'll bring some T-shirts.
There we go. And something else I got to elaborate real quick here is the Knowledge Hub. I got to tell you, that Knowledge Hub is so vital for people actually to get the word out that might not be a keynote speaker, and also for us to learn.
Yeah, and these are Knowledge Hubs. These are shorter presentations. They're multiple presentations. They're not the keynotes, but they are just as essential and informative, and they tend to be a little more intimate, and therefore you can have with the speaker kind of back and forth dialogues. So they're just as essential. They really are.
There's so much going on. I mean, I got to tell you, Kendra, before we wrap things up, I mean, I'm so pumped for next week. Do you realize this time next week, Nashville, right? I mean, this is it.
Yes,
there's a lot
Rob
going on.
Will be kicking off.
Oh, you got that right. I mean, there's so much. Stephen, any other final thoughts before we wrap it up here that you want to tell people? They can still register, right? I mean, they can still sign up and come.
they can still, and we encourage them, americanstaffing.net/SW24, americanstaffing.net/SW24. They can find all of the agenda, all of the networking, all of the keynote, all about Thrive, all about Staffing's Got Talent. We have, for those who are interested in attending our PAC event, Wednesday evening. For those who contribute at certain levels to our PAC, we have an industry with luminaries, and it's really some of the leaders in the industry gathering together to learn from one another. We have some country songwriters who have written for top country artists, and they will be performing and telling us how they compose their songs. There is something for everyone. Honestly, there is something for everyone. And the buzz, the excitement, there's nothing like it. It really is.
It is. Before we get out of here, I got to give a shout out to Advanced Partners, our sponsorship right here. Advanced Partners, they put the FUN, fun, in funding. Advanced Partners. Got that little slogan there for fun. You know that, guys. So, Stephen, before we get out of here, I got to ask you, favorite country artist?
Favorite country artist?
Uh-oh. Drum roll here.
I don't know. I've got so many. That's like asking, I don't have a favorite rock band. I don't have a favorite country artist. I've got too many. I have no idea how to answer that, Richard. I don't know. Can't answer. How about you? You give me yours.
Mine's Kenny Chesney for sure.
All right.
Or Garth Brooks. Kenny Chesney and Garth Brooks. Boom.
There you go.
Kendra, who is it?
You know, Keith Urban or now Beyonce. So I can't go wrong.
Oh, yeah. Got the best of both worlds there.
Yeah.
There you go. All great artists. All great artists. Good answer.
All right, Stephen. So now I didn't tell you this, but on 3, we're going to do the yeehaw for Nashville. All right? Are you ready for this?
Ready.
1, 2, 3. Yeah! Whoa! Yeah, that's it, buddy. Hey, Stephen, thank you so much for coming on here. I can't wait to see you in Nashville, buddy.
Thank you for having me. We'll see you all
soon.
down there. Take care.
All right.
All right, man. Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Wow.
Busiest man we know this week.
Yes, Stephen is so great, isn't he? I mean, that just the yeehaw. Come on now. We need to put that on a reel there and keep recording that, right?
We do.
But hey, everybody, stay tuned because we definitely have a lot more people coming on. 1 o'clock, we got some other cloud calls coming on. So we have a whole list till 4 o'clock today. So stay tuned because the tailgate continues.
See y'all soon.
That's it. It's a wrap.